Hey, flying low here again. Out here with the Porsche again. I recently changed my headlight, or at least the passenger side headlight out. I was having some electrical issues, and apparently on these vehicles, the wiring likes to go bad on them, like the plastic likes to come off of it. Apparently, some kind of biodegradable wiring, from what I heard, something like that. Anyway, so now it's time to do the driver's side, so I'm going to cover it. Headlight removal on these cars are surprisingly easy. You just gotta pop this little cap right here. Just push down on the front part right here and it should tip out. Grab it, pull it out. That's it. So I set it off to the side somewhere safe. There is a little hex head screw in there. You can kind of see it with the video. I do believe this is a 6mm wrench. So you just get it down in there, here, and it should go clockwise. And if you watch, they should turn it until it pops out. Bam. And that's all you got. So all you do, you grab the headlight here. I'm going to need both hands for that. And pull it straight out. It sits on some little railing in there. So, not, even though I'm not going to reuse this light again, I might turn around and resell it. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. The wiring on this one is still good. The headlight's out the vehicle now. Here you see the little fixed harness back there. And it sits directly on that as you slide it in. There are the little tracks, as I was telling you about here. There's like a little slot right there. If you look on the back of the unit itself, it's a pretty sizable unit. There are some electronics that are going to have to get switched over. You see the plug back here, and that's what it slides into. So you just push it in, get it on the track, and then when you get to that part, you let it push itself back in, and make sure the little kick right there is down. Here's the new unit. It was a little pricey, but not as bad as I've seen some. I think for the passenger side, it was like $480. For the driver side, it's like $500. If anybody knows where you can find these cheaper, especially for the xenon lights, the little component you see down there, then let me know. Put in the comments. The brand of the company is, or the brand of the light is Vallejo. The other one I used was pretty good, so I'm about to take this one out and let's get started. Here's the side-by-side of both units. Some interesting little facts. This one is from the Vallejo company, but it's made in Spain. As far as I know, OEM equipment on this was also made in Spain. All the little parts and components, everything looks like it's pretty much the same as the other light, or as the other headlight assembly. Next thing I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to open this up here by removing these little tabs. Just kind of put a little pressure on it. Be sure not to nick your finger, and you pull it. So I'm probably going to need both hands for that. And then you're also going to have to take off the control unit from the bottom of the old unit, unless you want to buy a new one. But these were perfectly fine, so I'm going to use it. Now, I will say, if you're buying another control unit for these, let me show you this other one. If you're buying a control unit for these, and that's made by the Vallejo company too, make sure there are. I have seen in the past where, because this actually controls the up and down movement of the headlight, like you get especially when you start it up, it gives you like a little up and down, like it's focusing or something like that. If it's these are not exactly correct, it will not control it. It'll power up, but it won't move the lights. Just a little footnote. To remove this, you're going to need a T20 torque bit. I removed the tab here, and I'm going to pull this down and out the way, and you should be able to pull this straight back. So here you'll see the HID bulb. So be sure when you touch this out, you don't touch the front of the bulb. Like wear some gloves, whatever, don't get it dirty. The only thing, this other unit comes with all the bulbs and everything, except for the xenon bulb, so I need to take that out and put it in. To remove the bulb, you have this little tab here. Just push down on it and then up, and that moves it out the way. This also has a little plug, but since I'm removing the unit down here, the control unit at the bottom, I'm going to unplug it from the bottom and remove the whole wiring harness. You're going to need that wiring harness in the new unit. This thing actually has a little seal around it, so you're probably going to have to take a screwdriver with a fine point and get it in there, and then just kind of pull up, and you see it starting to come up. But now I'm probably going to need both hands for this, so I'll see you in a bit. I have the unit removed. This is the other side facing the actual headlight. As you can see, the little rubber seal here. You got to remove this harness. It's just a little push in and pull out, like right here. You have this one. You swing this clip up here, and it should just pull directly out. Again, I'm going to need both hands. As I was taking this apart, I realized it's doing the same thing. I mean, the unit was functioning properly, but sorry for the blurriness, if you can see these wires here, they're actually starting to separate. You see you got plastic here and metal there and copper there, so they're supposed to be plastic on that. So it's a good thing I did decide to replace this one. This is the HID Xenon headlight. You can see the little wiring, or the wiring harness that comes along with it. I'm going to put it through here, and I have to route it to come out through the bottom of that. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'll pick the video back up. The bulb has been installed. I'm going to put the little ring back on. The harness is down here, along with the unit harness here. So I'm going to take this and we're going to install that. Well, you plug it up first before you install it. Make sure the seals are good so you don't get any water incursions, and that should do it. Everything's all plugged up, ready to go. Time to put the little cap back on here. The snaps should be easier to get on than they were to take it off, so just hold it steady, keep it down, snaps into place. Done deal. Everything's good to hook. I have the headlight assembly. It feels like it's in the tracks like it's supposed to be. So now you just get a firm placement, like a hand placement here. Push it all the way in, and it should seat flush. Make sure you get it all the way in, because if not, you might get a bad connection, and you'll get some lights on the day. You'll get a light on the dashboard or something like that. So what I do also, I switch it the other way, and I reset this hook here to make sure it's all the way, that the little flipper is all the way down and back to keep it from coming out and actually holding it in. So everything's good to hook. To put this cap back on, you just sit it in there like so. It has like a little slot, or it feels like a little slot. You sit it in there and just push down, and that's good. See? Now for the moment of truth. Everything cuts on. You see how the lights move up and focus in. Usually they'll do a little bit more movement, but if that is the wrong module, like I showed you earlier, you won't get any kind of reaction. It'll just stay in one place. No lights on the dashboard as far as headlight related, or any lights for that matter. So, job done.